Hello and welcome to the channel. The Obidient movement are loyal and fierce supporters of Peter Obi, presidential candidate of Labour Party. It was former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshiomhole, who famously said, "The Obedients are basically just four people tweeting in a room." A statement has never been so wrong, because four people tweeting in a room nearly took the country. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Obedience and Nigeria's new political map. The outcome of the controversial and highly flawed 2023 general election has shown that Nigerian politics will no longer be the same again, and it is no longer going to be business as usual. The emergence of the Obedience, a political movement propelled by mainly Nigerian youths and others who desire a change in the way politics is played in Nigeria, is the greatest discovery or revelation of the 2023 election season. The alignment between the Obidient and the Labour Party LP, and the love and support the Obidient gave to the LP presidential candidate, Peter Obi, projected the LP as one of the leading parties in the country, now at the third position following the result of the presidential poll and others. The Obedients, as supporters of Peter Obi would like to be called and addressed, have largely redefined the texture and color of Nigerian politics and redrawn its map forever. Before the advent of the formidable and audacious Obedience, whose social media presence is intimidating and combative, there was a third force in Nigerian politics. But the impact of the third force was not so much felt until the emergence of the Obedient, with their fiery rhetoric laced with street lingo and everyday speech of ordinary Nigerians. Obedients never tolerate an attack on their idol or his thoughts or ideas. There is a belief in some quarters that the third force is part of the Obedience movement. If it is true, it is all fine and good. Even if it is not true, the Obedient movement has come to stay, and many progressive groups will soon be in their fold. The journey has just started and there is no looking back. Obedient we are famous for "we know they give shishi" and other expressions that endeared them to Nigerian masses. From a party without structure, a party that regards the people as its structure, the LP or LUP, as it is called by some Nigerians, won one state, Abia, and narrowly missed Enugu and some others. The party has about 7 senators, 34 representatives, and many in state houses of assembly. The party is contesting the outcome of the presidential election in courts. Their candidates are likely to contest the outcome of the governorship polls in some states and other elections. The Obedients were internet savvy and always ubiquitous on the social media without much restraint. From the so-called four people tweeting in a room, the Obedient morphed into a formidable political force that popularized the LP and made it the latest, most beautiful bride in the nation's political landscape. The party's popularity is going to increase in the years ahead because of its ideology anchored on frugality and reclaiming the country and having the people as its structure. The role of social media in politics and elections can no longer be dismissed. LP believes in dismantling the corrupt whole system, the structure of incompetence and transactional politics. Its mantra, to move the country from consumption to production, which means creation of more jobs, resonates well with the youths and unemployed Nigerians. Politicians who underrated the Obedient and the LP are still licking their wounds all over the country. Prominent politicians in some states in the southeast have been politically retired and their ambitions truncated by the Obedient hurricane that swept across the country on February 25th. In the southeast and in some other zones in the country, the fear of the Obedient is now the beginning of political wisdom. If you are in doubt, ask those whose political career was terminated by the Obedient movement. The Obedient earthquake was even felt in Lagos, where LP candidate defeated Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC. The LP claimed the only Senate seat in Abuja. Their heat was felt in Nasarawa, Benue, and Plateau states. Politicians in Kaduna, Delta, Edo, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, and River States now know Obidient and Peter Obi. Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State will no longer say when you mention Peter Obi, his people will think it is the name of a new detergent in town. Peter Obi is now known in Kaduna more than El-Rufai. If you are in doubt, ask the people in Kaduna. During the campaign for the 2023 election, the LP was underrated and regarded as the underdog in the poll. Its presidential candidate, Peter Obi, was not given a chance. After the February 25th poll on LP's good outing, the narrative changed. LP and Peter Obi became the reference point in Nigerian political discourse. The former Minister of Information and National Orientation, Labaran Maku, recently said that many saw the Obidient movement on the Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, as a joke. And from that joke, Peter Obi scored over 6 million votes, won 12 states, and came third in the presidential poll. With that victory, Obi, together with Obidient movement on the LP, has redefined and redrawn the political map of Nigeria. The LP is third in the National Assembly after the APC and the PDP. Nigeria has now 3 formidable political parties and no longer 2. Any political discussion in Nigeria today cannot be complete without factoring the LP. Wherever Obi goes now, the crowd will rush to see the man who carries his hand luggage and moves about without a retinue of aides or large convoys, a hobby of most Nigerian politicians. They will rush to behold the man known for frugality, the man who will fix the country and save it from the structure of corruption, ineptitude, and nepotism. Politicians are now rushing to buy nomination forms in preparation for the next cycle of governorship elections coming up in Imo, Bayelsa, and some others. Following the public outcry against the 25 million naira nomination fee for gubernatorial seats under LP, the leadership of the party slashed it to 15 million naira. This is a further demonstration that LP stands for the masses and caters for their welfare. LP should wash it. It must remain a party of the masses, the poor and millions of powerless and voiceless Nigerians. The election is over, and aggrieved parties shifted the battle to the tribunals. LP must not lose focus. The most important thing is how to build and nurture the party to greatness and make it a party truly owned by Nigerians, the rich, the poor, the middle class, and the masses, including students, traders, marketmen, and women. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.